Witam bardzo serdecznie, drogi widzu, cześć i czołem. NgeloQuerro z tej strony w kolejnym odcinku Steelrising. Znajdujemy się po raz kolejny w Invalides, w którym będziemy wyzwalać pałac. A czy nam to wyjdzie? Tego to ja nie wiem. Sprawdźmy jednak na dzień dobry, czy coś tutaj się nie kryje. O, mogę go kostką wrokową ubić. Yeah! Mamy osiągnięcie, bardzo dobrze. Reszty nie chcę tutaj bić. W ogóle poszedłem, zacznijmy od tego, w złym kierunku. Aczkolwiek z drugiej strony to powiem szczerze, że mogę sobie z nim powalczyć, bo jakby nie spojrzeć, zyskam potrzebne mi runy dusze do awansowania. Będzie już? Jeszcze nie? No dobra. To w takim razie ubijmy jego. Oj, w dalszym ciągu, nie? No to powiem szczerze, że całkiem ciekawie. O! Coś tu leży? A. Ściana do rozwalenia, okej. Jeszcze awansować się możemy. Dziko. Nie wiem, ile tam jest potrzebne do tego awansu, ale widzę, że nieco więcej niż zwykle. Sprawdźmy kompas. Mamy się przedostać tam. I tutaj też mamy znaleźć jeźdźców. Ale nim to zrobimy...
They're back.
It's going to be all right. This machine is alone and the door is barricaded.
It won't hold. Did you see how easily those demons entered the church?
Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm.
Oh, Seigneur, he can speak.
What do you want with us, Automat?
What happened in this church?
You should know. It was your kind that slaughtered these lambs. I don't think those who were able to escape stand much of a chance either.
Are the survivors?
They're hiding in the catacombs behind the church.
There's also the gentleman that the automats took alive.
Where did they take the gentleman?
We haven't the slightest idea.
That's enough questions now. Leave us be, Vertu.
No cóż, czegoś żeśmy się tam dowiedzieli. Nie było to zbyt wiele, ale w dalszym ciągu lepszy rys niż nic. Tak to się robi. Kolejna sztabka brązu. Ja w ogóle idę nie w tym kierunku, w którym powinienem iść. Nie wyskoczy mi tu nic? Wychodzi na to, że nie. O, sublimato w Lavoisiera. Bardzo dobrze. Ulepszymy sobie miksturki. Znaczy, sorry, olejarkę. Uuu. Muszę przyznać, że nieźle się bawisz. Aha. Nie spodziewałem się, że sprawi mi tyle kłopotów. Brama jest zamknięta. Okej, nie za dużo nam to mówi, nie za dużo nam też to pomaga. Tu na górę sobie nie wskoczymy, ale możemy sobie odblokować przejście. No i znajdujemy się aktualnie w kościele na powrót. Możemy sobie też awansować, bo mamy 14,5 tysiąca. Ale najpierw chciałbym sobie z tego właśnie skorzystać. No i to by było na tyle. W sumie niczego specjalnego tu nie było. A więc użyjmy westalki. Ok, ulepszenia. Zwiększymy sobie siłę do 20. Bardzo dobrze. Olejarkę możemy sobie zwiększyć ilość przywróconego zdrowia. Tutaj brakuje nam tylko bryły bizmutu jednego, a tak to całą resztę mamy. Świetnie. A więc my musimy przedostać się tutaj. Nie da się oszukać przeznaczenia. O, skubane. Serio? No nieźle. Zregeneruj się trochę w takim razie. Nie da się tego otworzyć. Ale może tu coś będzie. O właśnie. Granat unieruchomienia, tam też coś mamy, widzę. Kolejna esencja. Okej, wchodzimy w znajomy rejon. Tym bardziej, że gdzieś tutaj idziemy w jednym kierunku, jeśli chodzi o wyzwolenie Pałacu Inwalidów i także odnalezienie jeźdźców. Ten ziomutek nie jest żadnym problemem dla nas. Wystarczy go właśnie troszeczkę pobijać i on się sam zdetonuje. A, bo my jesteśmy... Ej, chwila. Znowu jestem w tym miejscu? Musiałem coś pominąć, albo pójść w nie tym kierunku, w którym powinienem. A, tu coś w ogóle pominąłem. Tak się bawimy. Moduł trwałej niemocy 2. stopnia. Klucz do modułu.
I'm getting closer to Les Invalides. Here I should be able to cross the moat easily.
Wow, kute żelazo. Okej, czyli tu i tak musimy iść dalej. W takim razie sprawdźmy jeszcze, co tutaj będzie. No tutaj nic. Ale tu być może już prędzej coś będzie. Nie, po prostu przejście balkonem w sumie. Ciekawe, czy ten ziomutek też będzie detonować. Naprawdę, no. Masakra. Okej. Przy tym brzegu nie ma niczego szczególnego. Jedynie musimy przeskoczyć na drugą stronę. Dokładnie. Jesteśmy w Pałacu Inwalidów. Może niekoniecznie będziemy wchodzić. Pierw sobie tutaj obejrzymy, czy czegoś nie ma, ale jedynie tutaj mamy fiolkę ze zwykłym olejem. No i tam na placu mamy westalkę.
The debt was no longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes. Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Oh, your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
No, nieźle, nieźle. Nie jesteśmy świadkami chyba tej niespodzianki, tak mi się wydaje. Okej. Chyba będziemy mieli kolejnego bossa. Ocie w mordę. Cześć, braciszku. Co to lata? Nie, powolnie jest strasznie. Dobra, nie będę tego wykorzystywać może w taki sposób. Kubany, jakąś moc wyzwolił. Okej. Ajajaj. No i masz. Kolejny odłamek. No i co, mam rozumieć, że tutaj będzie ten Necker? Tak.
Dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance. How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to escape. I'm sadly convinced of this. As for me, my life was spared only so I could be tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Neckera, ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow. And it was cold enough to curdle the blood. Oh, it's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
Kwartał Luksemburg. Wracamy tutaj. Chociaż niekoniecznie chcę tu wrócić, bo w sumie jakby nie spojrzeć, to jeszcze było trzeba się rozprawić z najeźdźcami, nie?
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur,
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris.
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
Ulele.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him. Monsieur Neckera,
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death. Despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu, what have I done to deserve such a fate? Why has the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear, after everything I've done for him, my abnegation.
I will look into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. We were separated in the Église Sainte-Marie, on Rue de Bourgogne.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refuse to accept any remuneration for my services, in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts. Bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, There's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries, that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him. I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
Okej.
Aegis, a word, s'il vous plaît.
Trochę się was tu zbierało.
I'd like to talk to you about my research. Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion, like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from
Nie
the
mówiłem.
anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking about the three Nemes, these echoes. All of this is clearly related to Nicholas Flamel's work.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami. And this leads me to fear the worst.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
Not him, per se. Rather, the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries. This poses a grave danger to us all.
Who is this heretic, mon père?
Why, Cagliostro, of course. The king's accursed confidant. The man who allowed him to raise this diabolical army.
What do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Oh dear. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his lapis philosophorum.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it.
What is the lapis philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Oui, mon père.
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitence door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year, I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
O proszę.
Goodbye, mon père. My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Aegis. We missed you when we had to leave our shelter at Place Saint-Méry. The path that led us to this convent was not an easy one, believe me.
Goodbye, Monseigneur.
Allez en paix, Aegis.
Dobra, niczego się od nas tutaj chciał ten. Raymond.
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
O Jezu. Ale to żeśmy chyba ten. rozmawiali na ten temat.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the empire. Those from Saint-Domingue and the Petite Santé are most formidable adversaries. They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going, and resort to the vilest methods to achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money, and their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiralty, when I overheard a conversation between 2 planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No. I must act with both compassion and realism.
Any reform, revolutionary or not, must be taken step by step, with moderation and prudence.
This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land.
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is extremely worrying. We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hotel de Massiac alive.
O Jezu, się tutaj normalnie rozgadali wszyscy. Lafayette. Tu jest ten Necker, ale z Neckerem żeśmy rozmawiali już akurat. Opatem też żeśmy rozmawiali. To jest opat? Dobra, muszę to podnieść. Pamflet potępiający Neckera. L'ami du Peu, numer C, coś tam. Obiektywny dziennik polityczny. Autor Monsieur Marat, 11 maja 89 roku. Znaczy 1789. Jaki pożytek z rozumu, śmiałości i wytrwałości, jeżeli nie są one wykorzystywane dla wspólnego dobra? Lud nie zapomni, że rok temu Monsieur Necker przyczynił się do klęski głodu, ogłaszając latem 1788 roku groźbę zaistnienia braków na rynku, z rozmysłem wywindował już wtedy wysokie ceny chleba, po czym używając inflacji jako pretekstu ustanowił monopol państwowy i pozbawił piekarzy swobody w wyborze zaopatrzenia. Tak właśnie, moi drodzy czytelnicy, nasz filantrop zmonopolizował cały handel zbożem w królestwie, aby jego wspólnicy mogli obłowić się dzięki spekulacji. W zaangażowani byli jego przyjaciele, ministrowie, lordowie, zwierzchnicy, magistratur oraz inni sprytni łajdacy. Ci zbóje wspólnie zbudowali dochodowy interes na niedoli królestwa. O Jezu, i trzeba poczekać. A few moments later. No zjeżdżaj z tym w dół, no. Okej, ci zbóje wspólnie zbudowali dochodowy interes na niedoli królestwa, ze wsparciem całej rzeszy sługusów i ladacznic z królewskiego dworu. Moje pióro jest wolne, obywatele, i będzie bezlitośnie kąsać Monsieur Neckera tak długo, jak pozostaje on u steru spraw królestwa. Zamierzam ujawniać zbrodnie sprawcy powszechnego głodu, dopóki w obliczu słusznego gniewu ludu nie zostanie zmuszony szukać ratunku w ucieczce.
Eh bien. Do you come bearing news from Monsieur Marat?
No, not yet.
I have it on good authority that he is in the quarries in Montmartre. He's the only person
A
who
dobra,
could
to
show you
żeśmy
a way.
gadali, ale to...
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
Tu żeśmy z nim porozmawiali. Teraz pytanie brzmi, czy ja z Mirabeau rozmawiałem?
Monsieur de Mirabeau. Minister Necker claims that you were a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the king's chambers.
What luck could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. If only Monsieur Bay were here, he would find a solution for you in no time.
To free him, I would have to go back to the Louvre.
Well, then I think you should. Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. I'm sure he'll have no trouble finding you something you can use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Good. I will go and find him.
Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
Nieźle. Ej, spierdzielił w ogóle, co za gość. List do Juliana Raymonda. Saquin na San Domingo, 20 marca 1789. Jeśli Bóg pozwoli, ten list dotrze do ciebie przed rozpoczęciem obrad stanów generalnych. Zachęcamy cię do wygłoszenia płomiennej przemowy w Wersalu, w której nie ograniczysz jedynie do kwestii rolniczych. Musimy głośno zaprotestować z powodu braku własnych deputowanych, a żądania białych deputowanych nie mogą stanowić dla nas prawa. Bądź stanowczy i walcz z pogardą, jaką dla nas mają. Warto, abyś pomówił z Monsieur Neckerem. Jego poczynania emanują humanitaryzmem i wskazują, że jest to człowiek wrażliwy na niedolę innych. Bywaj i pozostań w dobrym zdrowiu. Twój przyjaciel i brat François Raymond.
Did you go to the Hotel de Massiac?
No, not yet.
Remember, it's by Les Halles, just west of the Marché des Innocents.
See you later, perhaps.
Has anyone seen Monsieur de Mirabeau?
A, bo tutaj mi chyba zaznaczyło go, żeby z nim porozmawiać.
How is your research on Nicolas Flamel?
I have done.
Don't forget the churches and...
Dobra, nie macie niczego do powiedzenia.
Goodbye, mon père.
Ale gadam z nim, bo coś tu gadał, że gdzie jest pan Mirabeau. List do opata Grigore. Do opata Grigore, księdza parafii Embermeni, Montpellier. Montpellier, nie wiem jak to się czyta. Reguły zakonne zabraniają nam mieszać się do spraw świeckich. Tylko dzięki modlitwie będziemy w stanie ocalić dusze tych, których nasz łaskawy Stwórca postanowił wezwać do siebie. Powierzam Ci relikwiarz naszego bractwa i modlę się, abyś razem z szukającymi u Ciebie schronienia w reflektarzu naszego klasztoru uchronił go przed zagładą, która może na nas spaść. Niechaj Bóg macie w swojej opiece. Ojciec Etienne, opat zakonu braci mniejszych obserwantów. List do markiza de Fayetta. La Belle Gabrielle, 25 kwietnia 1789. Do markiza de la Fayetta. Mój drogi mężu, zgodnie z ustaleniami przyjęłam dziś rano Monsieur Merciera, dyrektora ogrodu botanicznego. Po długiej podróży był niestety w bardzo kiepskiej kondycji. Przed wydaniem swojej opinii chciał jednak koniecznie obejrzeć plantację. Stwierdził, że gleba jest doskonała i zalecił posadzenie 500 młodych goździkowców. Należy zbudować także drabiny do zbiorów oraz postawić suszarnie i magazyny. Przekaż mi jak najszybciej, czy zgadzasz się na powyższe postanowienia. Tęsknię za tobą i z całego serca pragnę znów zobaczyć cię na tym odległym lądzie, który jest nam tak drogi. Adrianne.
Monsieur le Marquis,
I'm listening, Aegis.
I went to the meeting point you indicated. I had an unexpected encounter there.
Get to the facts. Who did you meet there?
Madame de Polignac, the Queen's favorite. She made no secret of her reason for being in that desolate place. So now I know all about the precious cargo that is the cause of your great concern.
Seigneur. The children. What happened? Tell me that nothing bad has happened to them.
That remains to be determined. One thing is certain. Charlotte and the young Dauphin are missing. The evidence points to an ambush by the Duc d'Orléans' men. They apparently attacked the wagon the children were hiding in.
How the hell did they know?
This ambush could not have taken place without an accomplice. You were betrayed.
A plague on Orléans and his damned informants. They have taken the children.
That still remains to be seen. It seems that the Duke's men were interrupted while carrying out their task. 3 of them lost their lives. A 4th was able to escape.
Excellent. I bet it was my hussars who sent the vermin running. But why the hell haven't they reported to me yet?
Only they could tell you that.
Would you be so kind as to go and find them? The lives of these poor children hang in the balance. My hussars are stationed at Les Invalides. That's from where they were to set off for Gros Caillou.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
Dobra, generalnie, będąc tutaj, możemy zakończyć sobie odcinek, bo naprawdę sporo żeśmy zrobili. A, jeszcze tu La Voisier jest przecież.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
How do you intend to counter the King's actions?
Zapomniałem o nim.
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it.
Okay.
I would like to access the contents of a safe that is supposedly unbreakable. Dare I ask for your help, Monsieur Lavoisier?
And how can I be of assistance to you, madame?
I need gunpowder to break through the door.
Gunpowder? But I don't have a speck of it, mon ami. Do you think I just walk around with explosives in my pockets?
Oh. I apologize. It was Monsieur de Mirabeau's idea.
Mirabeau? What is this ridiculousness? I suspect he knows full well whatever he's playing at. Where is the animal? So we can ask him what's truly going on.
He has left. He had an urgent matter to attend to.
Eh bien, I'm sorry, madame. If I could inspect the safe and determine what metal was used in its fabrication, I might be able to find a solution. But given the circumstances, I'm sadly not in a position to help you.
I understand.
Okej.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
No dobra. W takim wypadku teraz możemy sobie już zakończyć ten odcinek, a w kolejnym wow, mamy masę zadań do wykonania. Niestety. Ale na pewno wrócimy do Les Invalides i tam będziemy mogli sobie odnaleźć najeźdźców. Tymczasem dziękuję bardzo za uwagę i do zobaczyska.